Hello, Carl from CWD. You can see a bit of a bald spot there, that's no good, is it? Getting old now. Spent all morning in the new place, sorting out our boards, moving my bench, that was a pain on my own, and also getting the sleepers in. We've got another 2 packs there, and we've got another 2 packs outside as well. So we've got 5 stacks of sleepers, and we've not got enough for all the kits we got. We've got 6 and a couple of them are big ones. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to video me building the first few kits in here. We've got all the racking, well not all the racking, that's about, probably not even half the racking. I think what we're going to do is we might have another double rack, so it'll come out to about here. Or we'll just leave this area clear and just have all the back wall all double racks, so another 1, 2, maybe 3 if we can fit 3 there, but we don't want it to be too tight. We want it to be nice open spaces so we can move pallets in and out as we need to. That's just 4-inch ball valves, and that's half of them, so pretty much those 2 big racks that are 10 foot tall and 2 foot deep, and the 2 meters wide, so it's about 13 foot wide, is all just 4-inch ball valves. Quite a popular item. So yeah, gonna get some kits made today. I've got 6, hopefully I'll make 2 or 3. I've got 1 going Blackpool, so I'm gonna see if I can arrange when I drop it off to visit 2 other kits. We had 1 north of Blackpool, and we had 1 south of Blackpool, so if I can drop the kit off in Blackpool and visit those 2 kits in the same day, it'd be nice to see how they're getting on. I believe they're all full of water now. I've not had pictures of them full yet, but I've not heard any otherwise. Most people don't get back in touch with us after they built the kit. So yeah, if you have had a kit from us, please send some pictures in, videos, things like that. Let people know that they do work. We very rarely have anyone that runs into any problems, apart from the one that's south of Blackpool. We ran into a problem with that, but you'll find out what that was on one of our next videos. So yeah, I'm going to get some kits made. Let's see how we get on. Okay, so just on the first level, so when you're building your pond kit, this has 2 sizes. We don't number the full sleepers, so they're what we consider to be number 1s. Full length, the longest ones, they're all just number 1s. Otherwise I'll have to dismantle the whole pack, write number 1 on all of them, and charge you more for doing that, but we don't want to do that. So number 2s are the second size. So we've got number 2s at the ends. And just see it there, yeah. So what you want to do at this stage is you're just mapping out, and this is going to be like the foundations for the rest of the pond. You're not going to screw anything in until the next course. The next course is going to alternate, so a piece of wood is going to go all the way to the end here. So I have a number 1 from here going up, and then a number 2 crossing over there. So what you want to do to make sure that you're as square as you can get it, like we like to say a lot, all these timbers are all different sizes. They're cut by the same saw, but they're all just different sizes. You can't really help it. So that's 2.9, just over 2.98 on that diagonal. And you want to be within like a few centimetres really. And that is 300, so it could do is squashing a little bit, a centimetre that way. So to combat that, you want to kind of pinch it in like this, so you can just boot in that corner there and then go around, reset everything, make sure everything looks like it matches, and then give it another little tap over here. Nothing too technical really, we're just trying to make sure we're getting the pond as square as we can, because it'll look better then, won't it? So all I'm doing is just tapping it with my feet. You can use like a rubber mallet or something if you want. I've got steel toe cap boots, so it's not going to hurt me, but if you're wearing trainers, believe me, it will hurt you. So it was 300 and it was 298, wasn't it? So we want to aim for about 299 on this, 2.6 by 1.5. So that's 295. And that is 2985. That's within a centimetre, so that's absolutely fine. We normally say if you've got it within 3 or 4 centimetres at worst, then it'll be fine. The line is flexible, and you know the difference between a degree or two is not going to make that much of a difference really. But yeah, if you just lay it out, normally you can tell by the way the cuts are. If it looks like it's butting up nicely, some of the cuts on the full sleepers, the factory cuts, aren't always 100% flat, because the wood might have been drying after it's cut or something, and it might have just had a bit of a bend in it, or sometimes the saw just isn't set to cut at 90 degrees, which is a bit of a pain. But yeah, so that's what you want to do for your first level, and then on your second level I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so we're on the stage where you're going to start getting your screws in. So again, you're going to measure your corners, try and get them as close as you can. They're diagonals, corner to corner. And then when you're happy with that, and you're happy with where it is and how it looks and things, you will get your screws. So they come in boxes of 50. We've actually got our own screws. We've got about 6 pallets of screws, because we run through that many of them. So they're 150mm, they've got a 8mm hex head. And the way they work is they just go right through. And then about just over halfway in, you want to countersink all these heads. If you've got a strong enough impact driver and you're not going in on a knot, if you were to screw this in there, that's basically like hardwood compared to all this softwood bit around here. So what you want to do is avoid a knot where possible. So I'd stick it there and I'd stick it there, so you get 2 at either end, and then we send you a map, bird's eye view, like this kind of view, and it's got dots where the screws go. So we give you plenty. You use more of these than you actually need to, just for peace of mind. You don't need to mess about with rebar and things like that. With a 200mm thick wall or 195mm thick wall, the sleepers have started saying 195 instead of 200 now, so God knows what they're going to end up being in about 10 years. So yeah, impact driver, screw it in, and then it should countersink itself. Just keep going until the head comes clear and it's not sitting proud anymore. You don't want it like this. You want it not all the way down here, but you just want it to be so you can go like that and you can't feel the screw on top. So get your screws in all your sleepers. When you're screwing it in, just have a look on the outside, because that's a bit you're going to see. Make sure it looks nice and flush like that on both sides, and then you can get your screws in. Same with all the corners. Just get it all matched up so it's nice, like this one's there sticking out a little bit there. So you just boot that in, get it nice and flat, and get your screws in. And then that's all you do in all the levels up to where your window level starts. So this pond kit is 1 metre deep. This one's going to Blackpool. It's 2.6 by 1.5 by 10 sleepers high. It works out about 1 metre deep. There is a slight variation in the height of all the sleepers, so it's never exact. But by the time you get your coping on there, it normally is. So 2.6 by 1.5 by 1, so that's 10 sleepers high. And it's having a 1200 by 600 glass. So the first 4 levels are going to look like this, and then 6 levels after are going to include a gap for the window, which I'll stick over there because it'll be a bit of a pain for me with these pallets. Once everything's on over there, it'll be a lot easier. We'll have a lot more space, but we've not even got a third of the pallets, and we've got plenty more on the way. So yeah, we need to start getting it organised before we run out of space. So yeah, gonna crack on, get the next 2 levels of this done, and then we can start with the window ledge and things. the point where I've only got 2 more pieces that I need to cut. Okay, so I've just cut these bits here. So you're going to have 8 long screws that go into here, and 8 long screws that go into its twin over there. So when you're putting this in, remember your glass is going to sit up to this. So you're going to have to use this again. Make sure you do it level. Other way around. So you want that to be installed level. So it might be that the cut isn't exactly 90 degrees, or that the timber has got a bit of a bow in it or whatever. It doesn't matter if you just have to tilt it up, you know, it's a couple of mil like that. It's better if it's flush on the glass all the way, especially if you've got OCD, to make sure that your glass is going in like that. The worst thing is if it's going in like this, your glass is constantly going to have the risk of falling in while you're installing it. The sealant will hold on to it to a certain extent, but why risk it? Get it in level, if not, slightly leaning that way isn't as much of a problem. But yeah, you want it so it just looks good down here. Same with that one, get it in level. And what we recommend you do as you're building the pond up, where the bits of wood around the gaps are, so like this piece here and this piece here, you can actually use a bricky string, because you can build it a bit like that, a bit like this, or you can just kind of eye it up, and you can normally see if it's got a bit cockeyed.